So after the problem that we discussed, let us start with this problem now. 3 part 2. I've written the question for you. If square root of 2 is given to you as 1.414, although you are expected to remember the square root of 2, square root of 2, square root of 3, you are expected to remember. Anyway, but it is given to you. Square root of 2 is equal to 1.414. Find the value of 3 root 32, and this expression is given. Now, if you see, this expression consists of mixeds, okay, and all are mixeds. But the point is that the number that is within the radical can further be prime factorized, right? The numbers within the radical, that is 32, can further be prime factorized. 52 can further be prime factorized. 128 can also be prime factorized. 18 can also be prime factorized, right? Right. So what I do here is I prime factorize each and every number that is within the radical. So we start here. We have 3 root 32 minus 2 root 50 plus 4 root 128 minus 20 root 18. Okay, so let's start in the rough. We're going to prime factorize. 32 is, 2 to the power of 5 is 32. This is, okay, so this is 2 square, and you have a 2 square, and you have a single 2. So you can write this as equal to 3 square root of 2 square into 2 square into 2. Okay, because it is a square root, that is why we are writing in terms of square, minus twice. Similarly, 50 can easily be, it can mentally be prime factorized. It is equal to 5 square into 2. Okay. Next, 4 root 128. 128, if you see, 128 is nothing but the, I think it is the 7th power of 2. So let's see, 64, 32. Okay, so how many pairs we have got? This pair, this. 3 pairs we are getting. Yes, it is the 7th power of 2. So this is plus 4, and you write this as square root of 2 square into 2 square into 2 square into 2 minus 20. And again, 18 can also be prime factorized as 3 square into 2. Okay, mentally you can prime factorize. So now what are we getting here? We are getting 3 root 2 square into root 2 for the first one, right? Minus twice root 5 square into root 2 plus 4 root 2 square root 2 square root 2 square into root 2 minus 20 root 3 square into root. Okay, so now we are going to see that root 2 square is nothing but 2. So this becomes 3 into 2. Again, root 2 square is 2. And this is root minus 2 root 5 square. This is 5. And this is root 2 plus 4. This is 2 into 2 into 2 into root 2 minus 20 into 3 into root 2. So now this is first term here is 6 into 2, 12, 3 into 2, 6, 6 into 2, 12. This becomes 12 root 2. This becomes 2 into 5 is 10 root 2. This becomes 2 into 2 into 2 is 8. 8 into 4 is 32 root 2 minus 60 root 2. Okay. So how do we add these? This is like adding 12x minus 10x plus 32x minus 60x, isn't it? This is like adding these. How do we add? First, we add up the plus signs, right? How many plus signs are there? You see 12 root 2 and 32 root 2. You take the plus signs and the minus signs together. You add up the plus signs. You add up the plus signs, you get 44 root 2. And you add up the negative sign, you get 70 root. So 44 root 2 minus 72 root 2 is like 44x minus 70x, which is equal to 26 root 2, right? And what is the value of root 2 that is given to you? The value of root 2 that is given to you is 1.414. So put the value of root 2 as 1.414. And now you multiply 26 into 1.414. If you multiply in your rough, you'll get 36.764. And that is the answer. Okay, so what did you see in this problem? You saw that in this problem, all these, the question given here was in terms of different, but all of them I brought down to root 2 only. See, it all comes down to 26 root 2. Okay, so it is always convenient to convert it into mixed surds, even if mixed surds are given. And if you see that within the radical, if the number can be prime factorized, try to prime factorize and make it into a further reduced mixed surd. Okay, so that is a lesson of this problem. We'll do the next problem here. The problem according to this book is 4 part 2. And the question is, state which of the following numbers are irrational. State which of the following numbers are irrational. Okay, some certain numbers are given here. Let's write the numbers. The numbers given here are minus 2 root 2 by 49. Next we have 3 by 200. Next we have root 25 by 3. And next we have minus root 49 by 16. Okay, so you need to state which is rational and which one is irrational. So let's consider the first number. So we have first one, minus root 2 by 49. Is this rational or irrational? What you do is you write this as minus root 2 by root 49, because I've already given you the property root p by q is equal to root p by root q, which is equal to minus root 2 by root 49 is nothing but 7 square. So you get minus root 2 by 7. Okay, so is this rational or irrational? You see that this can be written as minus 1 by 7 root 2, which is irrational, right? Which is a mixed surd actually, isn't it? A mixed surd. Okay, so the first one number that is given to you here is irrational. Let us consider the second one, 3 by 200. 3 by 200 is of the form p by q. It is a fraction, p by q, which is a rational number. Okay, so this one was an easy one, simply a fraction. You knew it is a rational number. Third one, root over of 25 by 3. Again, you write this as root 25 by root 3. Root 25 is root 5 square divided by root 3, which is equal to 5 by root 3. Now, is this rational or irrational? You see that you have root 3 in the denominator. right? Now we'll come across something which is called a rationalization of denominators. What you do here is you can multiply the numerator and denominator by root 3. I'll teach you this technique later on also. Okay, this you're multiplying numerator and denominator by root 3. Now see what happens when you multiply the numerator and denominator by root 3. You get 5 root 3 by 3, which is nothing but 5 by 3 root 3, which is rational or irrational? It is definitely an irrational, which is irrational. In fact, it is a mixed surd, right? So even the third one is an irrational number. Now the last one, minus 49 root 49 by 16, minus root 49 by 16. Now this is very easy to see that 49 can be written as 7 square and 16 can be written as 4 square, which can be written as minus square root of 7 by 4 whole square. So now you simply get minus 7 by 4. You remove the radical because you have a perfect square within a radical, which is of the form what? P by Q, which is of the form P by Q, which is a rational number, right? That's it. That finishes off with all your problem from this exercise. No, if you want, you can work out the other exercises also. Okay, and but the bare minimum that you have to do in your copies is what I'm working out here. Okay, so next we come to something, a very important concept, which is called the rationalization of surds. Very, very important concept. You will require this later on also, and this is actually the main thing that will come in your examinations. Rationalization of surds. Rationalization of surds. Now, what do you mean by rationalization of surds? Okay, under rationalization of surds, see what I have done here. I've just shown you one rationalization here. If you see, I had 5 by root 3. See, the denominator here was irrational. See, now the denominator gets converted to a rational number, right? So this is from this step to this step, from this step to this step is actually called rationalization of the denominator. Okay, this is called rationalization of the denominator because from an irrational number here in the denominator, I have converted this to a rational number. Okay, so this is what we call this process. This transformation from this to this is called rationalization of denominator. So we will be rationalizing surds in the upcoming problems. Okay, rationalization of surds. Before rationalization of surd, there's a small concept called the rationalizing factor of surd. Rationalizing factor of a surd. Now, what do you mean by the rationalizing factor of a surd? The definition here is when two surds are multiplied with a mixed or pure. When two surds are multiplied to get a rational number, each factor is called the rationalizing factor of the other. Each is called a rationalizing factor of the other. We'll demonstrate this with the help of a small problem. Okay. Question is, find the rationalizing factor for each of the given surd. First is say root 7. Okay. Next, I give you root 5 plus root 3. Next, I give you 4 minus root 7. This is another one. And lastly, I give you root 41 minus 5. Okay, these I give you. You need to find out the rationalizing factor of each. Now, if you see the definition of rationalizing factor, what is the rationalizing factor? When two surds are multiplied, each one is called the rationalizing factor of the other. So if you see root 7 here, so if we see that, what if you multiply with root 7 with what number to get a rational number? You see that root 7 when multiplied with root 7 will give you 7, right? So therefore root 7 is a rationalizing factor of root 7. Understood? This is called the rationalizing factor of this, and this is called the rationalizing factor of this. Okay, the root 7 is the rationalizing factor of root 7. Also, what you see is when you multiply root 7 with minus root 7, then also you are getting a rational number. You are getting minus root 7 square, which is equal to minus 7, isn't it? This is a rational number, and this is also a rational number, right? So therefore, minus root 7 is also a rationalizing factor of root 7. Is this concept clear? Rationalizing factor? Fine. So now consider the next one, root 5 plus root 3. So we see that now what should you multiply this by? Root 5 plus root 7 to convert it into a rational number. See that if I multiply root 5 plus root 7 by root 5 minus root 7.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
It's root 5 plus root 3, not 7.
Okay. Okay, fine. Root 3. Root 5 plus root 3 by root 5 minus root 3. Okay. Then what you see is that we get root 5 square minus root 3 square, which is 5 minus 3, which is equal to 2, a rational number, right? So what you see is that when I'm multiplying root 5 plus root 3 by root 5 minus root 3, we are getting a rational number. So therefore, we say that root 5 minus root 3 is a rationalizing factor of root 5 plus root 3. Understood? How could we find root 5 plus root 3? Because whenever you will come across this kind of a problem, when the addition of two surds are given, try to express this as if a plus b is given to you, then the other rationalizing factor will always be of the form a minus b, so that you will get resulting a square minus b square. Is this clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Next, we'll say the same. Now we also see that we see that root 5 plus root 3. See that I have taken a minus with root 3 here. What if I take a minus with root 5 and keep root 3 as plus? See, I have taken associated minus with root 3 here, but here I am associating a minus with root 5 and I'm keeping this sign the same, right? This is also a rationalizing factor. Why? Because if you multiply these two, you see that you will get this as root 3 plus root 5 into root 3 minus root 5, which is equal to root 3 square minus root 5 square, which is equal to 3 minus 5, equal to minus 2, a rational number. Therefore, what do we say? That root 5 plus root 3 is also a rationalizing factor of root 5 plus root 3. Okay, so you're getting for root 5 plus root 3, you're getting two rationalizing factors. What are the rationalizing factors? You can either have this as a rationalizing factor, root 5 minus root 3, or you can have root minus root 5 plus root 3, any. Okay, so you can consider any one. Either you can change the sign of this root 3 or you can change the sign of this root 5. Fine. Third one, 4 minus root 7. So we see that 4 minus root 7. Now see here, this is a little bit of a little tricky here. Okay, that we have got 4 minus root 7 here. Now under these, normally what we do is we change the sign of the third part. Okay, but you can also change the sign of the ration. This is what in this third you have this as a rational number, and this is your irrational number. So clearly this third is nothing but a mixture, that is, or addition or subtraction, whatever you say. It is a addition or subtraction of a rational and irrational number. And the sum of rational and irrational number will always be an irrational number, right? So if you have 4 minus root 7 here, then what should you multiply by to make it in the form this is of the form a minus b, right? So you must multiply this by a plus b form to get a plus b into a minus b as a square minus b square, isn't it? So what you do here is, so you see that 4 plus root 7, you multiply this by 4 plus root 7 to get 4 square minus root 7 square, so that you get 16 minus 7, which is equal to 9, a rational number, right? So therefore 4 plus root 7 is a rationalizing factor of 4 minus root 7. Okay, now we try the other way also, that is, we change the sign of 4. Here we change the sign of from minus to plus, we change the sign of the radical part, root 7. Let us change the sign of 4. So if you have a plus 4 here, let us make it a minus here. Okay, so also what you see, 4 minus root 7, the given number. This time what I do is I change the sign of minus 4 and keep the sign of root 7 as minus. Now let's see what will happen. Now what I can say is that 4 minus root 7, you can write this as minus of 4 plus root 7, isn't it? Now you can take the minus out, and you can write this as 4 minus root 7 into 4 plus root 7. And now you can write this as minus of 4 square minus root 7 square, right? This way you can write, which is equal to minus of 16 minus 7, which is equal to minus 16 minus 7 is 9, right? So you're getting minus 9, which is a rational number. Therefore, what can we say? We can say that minus 4 minus root 7 is also a rationalizing factor. Is also a rationalizing factor of 4 minus root 7. Clear with this rationalizing factor? Let us work out the next one.
Yes,
Last
sir.
one. Root 41 minus 5. So we see that root 41 minus 5. This is what a minus b form, isn't it? So we multiply this by a plus b. Change the sign of 5. So what do we get? Root a square minus b square. This is 41 minus 25, which is 16, rational number. Right? Therefore, what do we say? We say root 41 minus 5 is a rationalizing factor of root 41 minus 5. Sorry, root 41 plus 5 is a rationalizing factor of root 41 minus 5. Okay. Now let us change the sign of the radical. Also, what do we see? So root 41 minus 5. Earlier, what did we do? In the above, what we do? We should change the sign of this, right? 5. Let us now change the sign of the radical from plus 41. Let us write this as minus 41. And we keep this sign here unchanged. Okay. So let us try this out, whether we get a rational number or not. Again, just as earlier, you will see that root 41 minus, this is not root 5. It's 5. Okay. Just as earlier, we have root 41 plus root 5. So you have minus root 41 plus root 5 into root 41 minus, it's not root 5. Why am I writing root 5? This is simply 5. Root 41 minus 5. So again, now this is minus of root 41 square minus 5 square, which is equal to minus 41 minus 25, which is minus 16, a rational number. Right? Therefore, we say that minus root 41 minus root 5 is also a rationalizing factor of root 41 minus 5. Root 41 minus 5 only. No. Minus root 41 minus 5 is also a rationalizing factor of root 41 minus. Clear with the rationalizing factor? Or any question? We shall be using the rationalizing factor in the problems to come. Okay, so I'll stop here for today.